Hey Daily Dosers, my name is Junior. I have the great joy of serving as a high school pastor for our Temecula campus. Today we are starting a new series, so we're glad that you tuned in. We are looking at the wonder of creation. We're going to be jumping into Romans 1 verse 20 before we get to one of my experiences I want to share with you. It reads, "For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that men are without excuse." I love when the truth of God is affirmed in my experience. See, I love going out and experiencing God out in nature. One of the best day, a perfect day for me would be to launch a kayak, get a mile and a half out, spend time in the sun with the cool breeze coming off the water, looking out into the ocean and realizing how big my God is. Or looking off the kayak and looking down to the depths and seeing how deep God's love and grace is for me. Or I can turn it all around and look back at the shoreline and see God's great design, how he separated the land from the sea. All those things point me towards God, and I'm able to celebrate him and be reminded of his goodness and his love. The problem is I've invited distractions. I've been blessed enough to be able to do this once a month that it's become familiar with me. And familiarity kills wonder. See, now when I go out, instead of just going out and looking out into the ocean and spending time with God, I'm now looking at ways to better myself. So I'm now out in the ocean and I'm on my phone or I'm listening to a podcast on how I could be a better leader or how to do ministry better. And now that may not be a bad thing, but it's keeping me away from something that is really amazing, something that I once loved and valued and brought so much to my own life. And I'm taken away from that blessing. I do this at home as well. I remember when I was first dating my wife, how I would love to try to make her laugh and be present with her out at dinner. Now you see us at dinner, I'm looking at the scores and being disappointed by how poorly the Padres are playing. These are the things that have once brought me so much joy and brought me closer to God that I've now have become a distraction for me, have taken away from what I once experienced. And I want to invite you, church, to consider what it is that you have once spent time with God doing that you have now allowed a distraction to take away from. Where you once wonder, you've become familiar with, so you're not doing that thing anymore. I want to invite you to go back, spend some time with God, whether that's just turning off the radio or just putting down your phone before lunch when you are with your partner. Whatever it may be, go back to the simple ways that you once loved and worshiped God. I hope this challenge has encouraged you, church, and we'll see you next week.